You're known for farming good teams and good people. I mean, you're just great at what you do, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more from your tournament series coming up this next year. But right now, we have these guys. These guys are going hard right now. I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out on top of this. But right now, taking a walk on that snake side of the field, Todd.
Yeah, both losing one player on the break, and then Shockwave
drops their second.
Here they come too. Now up the Dorito side. Shockwave down a body,
but in good position.
And Imperial makes a big move up that Dorito side of the field into the 40 Dorito. Now really concentrating. They have two players protecting their man in that 40 Dorito. Moving up now to the Tall Temple. Shockwave in good position. Has the only body on the snake side of the field. Over here working across on the Dorito side of Imperial.
You know, Shockwave, another North Texas team. You know, I'm sure they get up and they play a little bit out with Texas Storm, who's also in our finals today. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, how these guys, if they play aggressive as they did.
I mean, it looks like you got a lot of good teams coming out of Texas here representing.
X Factor, Houston Heat, Texas Storm.
Yeah, I love seeing that. And you know, Mike, like I said before, you're a great person that farms team and farms players up coming from your league and stuff. It is a feeder series to our series here at the PSP. What do you see out of these players? I mean, do you think they're playing a little late, you know, lackadaisical, or?
No, you know, out of the divisional teams, I've seen a real grind. I mean, these guys have been going hard. Some of the other fields, as Imperial makes a big move into the snake, looking to finish this off. That's everybody.
Shockwave was in it there for a second or two, but unfortunately, looks like all their players kind of went down at once, Todd. You know, number 21 here for Imperial, making a big move out here to the snake. I think that's Nathan Lee. Charles Edward Lee, Lilly, great player. You know, he's a big dude for getting out here and making that move to the snake.
Yeah, but Imperial gonna go up 1-0 now in this ball game. 10:05 left on the clock.
You know, that's one thing with a lot of these young teams throughout this tournament, this field, you know, the field behind us, going by and watching some of these teams. It's been a grind. Like, you think as they're younger teams, they're going to play a little more timid. Man, I've seen some people handing it out over there, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool, you know, you get to go watch some of those younger teams, and they're going for it.
Yeah, we were talking about you earlier up here, Todd, myself, and Maddie, and, you know, we were talking about you and how you do farm up players, and, you know, you're coaching Tristan with, what was it? Pirates? With the Pirates earlier. You know, he was going to work out there. He had some bad luck. You know, you're one of the best coaches in the league as far as I'm concerned. You know, of course, Todd as well. But you know, you get a player like Tristan, and you kind of mold him into what you want. He's a hardcore player. He got shot out by his own player one game, got pulled in the major the next. I mean, he had some bad luck. But I mean, from a coach's perspective, you know, what do you think that these Division 4, Division 3, Division 2 teams should work on to better themselves to get up to the next level?
You know, I mean, just never giving up. You know, like myself, I was playing paintball for a long time before I got the opportunity. You know, like Todd was. I was actually giving an interview earlier today. Todd was one of the two guys probably single-handedly responsible for me being where I am today. You know what I mean? And just never giving up. You could have 5 or 10 years of bad luck, you know, grinding your way through divisional, through regional, through local. And then finally the day happens. You know, it happens in professional sports. You hear some 30-some-year-old pitcher that finally makes his way out of the farm system after 10 years and makes it. You know, you just can never give up. That's the one thing with these young guys you look for is heart.
And then we went and handled biz. You know what I'm saying? I actually just got an article sent to me about a guy who was an accountant who somebody was like, hey, you should go try football. And then now he's just kind of signed a 3-year contract with the Dolphins.
That's good to hear.
Pulled straight out of accountanthood.
I love hearing stuff like that. I mean,
we're going to give you a shot.
Truth be told, that's a good thing right there. You know, next breakout right now, I mean, these teams are going to work down here in this field. I mean, they're awesome. Two great breakouts. You have Imperial, North Texas Shockwave on the field right now. Up 1-0 right now. Imperial's just, I don't know, they look a little more aggressive to me.
Yeah, they're definitely spread out. Imperial's got the snake corner. They got 2 guys looking inside. Just they're bringing it. That's for all guns up, 5 guns rolling. That helps. Just setting the tone.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a war of attrition, like we always talk about. Making moves on the Dorito side of the field. That is Imperial. I think that, you know, whoever gets up these Dorito sides faster or gets down the snake side is going to pretty much be the winner of this next point.
Well, it's crazy. You know, we're looking out here. We've seen so many different looks from all the pro teams. over the course of the past few days, and now you're watching these divisional teams, really similar game plans. Being this being the finals here, you're seeing guys play really confident, moving well across the field. Imperial getting up into spots, knowing what they're doing, and I mean this is the D4 division, and these guys are running around here with really solid, crisp moves,
and like you said, nice crisp moves. Getting in the snake right now for Imperial. I think that is number 85. Number 5, I'm sorry. John Bartlone. I mean, nice move getting up in there. I mean, it's kind of important. That snake is super important on this field, Mike.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an interesting layout. You can definitely win from both sides of it. But, as a mid guy, a back guy, when you know that guy's up in your snake, you got to respect it. It flattens out the angles. Guys can't play downhill as much. And, if this guy can stay alive, he just gets down to their end of the snake, lets him know he's there. It's pretty much game over because nobody can move past it,
Yeah, he has his whole side to himself, Todd, right now.
Yeah, Shockwave in those purple jerseys down there, fighting from their heels again. In that tall temple, only 2 bodies left. Full strength still for Imperial, except just now, one of them takes a shot out of that 50 Dorito, so still a 4-on-2.
John's playing it smart, though, here. He's staying to the outside as he looks inside.
Yeah, it's a 4-on-3 right now. Shockwave on their heels, but they're all on the Dorito side of the field, from the back center over the Dorito. But they take a big move on the other side of the field that you can't see, making the 50 Dorito right there on your screen. That was a huge move right there.
Yeah, it's a big move up. If John can put pressure on this back center, though, start getting some bodies out. The guy in the 50 Dorito, as we call it, is drowned over there,
Right.
He keeps turning this field in, keeps wrapping it in. It's next guy that gets eliminated for his team is probably going to end up costing it here.
Yeah, actually a 4-on-3. Hard for us to see that guy in that Dorito corner for Shockwave from up here in the booth, but 2 bodies alive on that Dorito side for Shockwave. It's even spread across the field for Imperial.
Right there on your screen, that was number 88 of Shockwave, Sean Grogan, making some moves up there. I mean, trying to stay tight. Look, he had a couple of gun problems, but I think coming out there.
Shockwave player eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, he was really doing Imperial a favor by wilding out over there. The Imperial players not really, trying to gun battle too hard. They should actually start getting up the field a little bit more in support. John, he can turn the corner at any time he wants right there, and he does just now, and starts trying to do a lean-out shot on the back center.
This is the definition of putting the team on your back right here.
Absolutely, just like you said. I mean, yeah, he is on the coaching side of the field, are not able to coach from the pit side of the field this year. I think that's a good rule. It kind of keeps it nice and clean. But here comes Shockwave marching down the field. I mean, Imperial is just kind of coming down the field at will, though. But here comes the move. That's the move right there. I'm not sure if he knows what happens or not. That was a great move. Top side of your screen. You got Shockwave taking out the Dorito side on Imperial.
Yeah, now putting his team into a 3-on-2 situation. Imperial.
I just saw one of the guys from Imperial say, "Hey man, my gun's down." That's number 21 who came to the snake last game. That's Nathan Lely.
Definitely not good. We're gonna have a 3-on-1 now. Just the back center.
Just like you said before, there, Michael. The number 5 right here. This guy's going. Oh, but he slides out of bounds. But Mike, you said put his team on his back, and he pretty much shot, 3 of those guys?
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean with these divisional teams, man. These guys are stepping up. A pretty mistake-free paintball right there. Kept it simple, went through his checklist. The furthest out guy he stayed with. He didn't try to bite off too much, and now he's picking up his own pods.
Yeah, that's John Bartlone from Cleveland, Ohio. Front player for Imperial, number 5. Plays the front. He came out to he played a very clean, slow, controlled game. He's just like Todd said. He turned the corner and he had shots on everybody pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, good job by him. To get another win on the board for his team. So it's
30 left. I mean, Shockwave's got to respond with something here. They need to get some G's on the break.
Yeah,
they got to do something here. A 5-on-5. Not going to be a good breakout for them.
No, just like I said, it doesn't seem like the lanes are shooting on the break just aren't being very effective. I think maybe they have to change it up a little bit because maybe Imperial just isn't going to the spots they think they are. Change it up and shoot the back center guys out. I've been seeing that happen a lot this weekend. But you got to do something. You got to change something, Mike.
Yeah. Something. A lot of young teams, winning is a process. You get here, and a lot of younger teams, they're just happy to be here. And once you do it once and you don't win, you sit like, man, we could have done a lot more. and it just looks like they're kind of going through the motions right now, you know?
Yeah,
they got to come out swinging.
I want to touch on something you guys had mentioned a couple of points ago, about being going from an accountant or whatever to a pro football player. Always dream big. I mean, never think you can't be that next person. Always go out there and know you're going to be that next person, and it'll advance you. Mental skills will take you to the next level more than you can possibly imagine. So, 5 seconds left before this next point, 2-0 in favor of Imperial. You got right there in your breakout. That's Shockwave right there, coming out strong, shooting 2 in the back center. Making moves up.
Yeah, Shockwave player looked a little unsure of his run. Still made it to the temple on the snake side. Now they break out into the little cube on the snake side as well and start shooting across the field.
Both teams 5 alive.
I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Imperial looks like they're locking it down. I mean, 5 guns up, move up the Dorito side.
One thing you don't see between these teams, the difference between a pro team and the upper level teams is the amount of firing going on during the game.
Oh yeah. Now you see with younger divisional teams, the rate of fire definitely slows down as the minutes go on in a match.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of quiet. I mean, I like, when the pro games are going, everybody's guns rolling. You're lots of paint in the air, but that's what allows you to make moves. Now, as you can see now, Shockwave making the move on this bottom side of the field and the snake side, just trying to go to work. You have right there Imperial content with locking it down, but never making moves on the other side of the field. Now on the Dorito side, that is Shockwave.
Well, Shockwave, they need to get involved over here as they finally come into that 40 Dorito, start looking to get some kills across the field. But Imperial already been playing those spots for a minute. They know what they got to do. Now in that 50 Dorito, looking at a player in front of him.
Seems like Imperial's just a step ahead of them. Every move that Shockwave make, Imperial counters it right up with a deeper move. And Imperial loses, and Shockwave trade out Dorito. Ooh, and an extra Shockwave player drops. 2 drop.
Oh, that's too bad. That's Cody Shook right there on your screen for Imperial. On the snake side of a big move up the far side of the field, on the top side of your screen, all the way to the 50 Dorito, Todd.
Yeah, in the 50 Dorito, and one of the Shockwave players comes down now to the snake side corner. Going to be a tough spot with that 50 Dorito hot over there.
Yeah, right there, that's number 22 on Shockwave. That's Garrett Springer.
And this is a really tough position for Shockwave to be in. Being down 2 points, 3.5 minutes left. They're down a body, and now you got to put something together to go win this point.
Yeah, no, if it's a smart team, I mean, what would you do if you're Imperial right now, Mike?
Ooh, this is tough. I mean, you've got 2 guys on the snake side. You probably look to get up in there, try to get a crossfield G maybe, and then trade a body down, try to open it up. But honestly, Imperial's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, Mike, they got a 2-0 lead. 3 minutes left on the clock right now. Don't really need to go anywhere. They have the field position. They have the clock in their favor. They have the bodies. They have the mentality. I mean, Shockwave really just hasn't. They didn't come to attack and try and take this finals away. Imperial, they came here. They came to attack. The ball was in their court.
And there we go up into the snake. Oh, balls with his butt up. Get down a little bit there.
That's a good move to get in the snake, though. That's important. Now, that guy came from all the way in the back corner. That's a long run when all these people are crossing up from the 50 Dorito. I got to tell you, right there, Shook, number 18, on Imperial, doing work. Oh, there's the move right there.
And eliminated. Imperial really doesn't have to do much now. It's 4-on-2, time's on their side. As much as you want to beat the other team, every second that runs off that clock is a second you will never get back.
Absolutely. I mean, and like you said, right there, Roberts is in a tough position because you have to get so small in there when somebody's in that 50 Dorito across the field from you. Plus, he has a guy in the snake. So it looks like for 1 minute, 53 seconds, we're just going to sit here and watch this.
And, for everybody back home, it doesn't look that fun, but this is what it comes down to, smart paintball. You know what I mean?
It looks like no big deal from up here, but extremely tense moments for these players in their bunkers. I mean, they're not looking at the clock. I'm not sure how many of these players have been in this position before, but, potentially some of the biggest moments of their paintball lives are going on right now. If Shockwave's going to get back in this game, the 2 players that they have left are going to need to get something done over here and with a quickness as we tick away on the clock down to 1:10. Shockwave thinking about it. There he comes. Shoots him to bits, gets shot, trades out.
Which now turns it to just one guy left over there.
Yeah, but
Imperial really doesn't have to do anything if they don't want to, and they're just taking their time.
But yeah, he had to do something. You don't want to do things stupid. I mean, like get a penalty.
Oh, because at this point, Imperial gets a penalty. It's an automatic point for them. Shockwave concedes. It would be an automatic point for the other team.
Absolutely. I mean, now 50 seconds left in this game. It's pretty much too little, too late, unfortunately, for Shockwave. I mean, Shockwave, I thought would be a little more aggressive. At least Roberts got out of his bunker and went down and bunkered the guy, Shook, that was in the 50 snake over here for Imperial.
And these are things these young teams can work on back home, and some of the local programs, the regional programs, is working on things like this. You know what I mean? The good time management. Whoever was in the 50 Dorito for him.
But it could be night sucker right here for North Texas Shockwave if they don't put up 4 quick points in a hurry. Dual breakout on your screen. Split up all the way down to the bottom. You see Shockwave finally playing with a bit of aggression up to the
Shockwave drops one. Shockwave player with reckless abandon heading to 50 Dorito, 50 Snake. Yes.
And see, like we talked about, Mike, there is nothing they're not doing right now that they couldn't do the last 3 points. They are getting aggressive, and that is exactly what you need. This is an aggressive field. I mean, aggressive to a point. I mean, you can be aggressive to a certain point, but then you got to slow down and reassess the situation and then break the cross,
Yeah, 3 bodies walking off the field right now for Imperial. Nathan Roberts in the 50 snake. All he's got to do is come down the field a little bit more to shoot out the back center. The back center does get shot. He comes off, and Roberts picks off the last Imperial player.
The best quote I heard about it this weekend was Rusty Glaze said at one point, with our struggles through the weekend, we were playing too reasonable of paintball. And sometimes people want to sit back, and sometimes you gotta get a little wild. You gotta roll the dice, and you gotta get up there. And little too late. But hopefully that's something Shockwave can take home with them, and build off of.
Yeah, well, and I'm sorry, Ty. We talked about that a little bit, about how Dynasty is such an aggressive team, and how they like getting up in your face. You played in Dynasty forever. Mike, you played in Dynasty as a pro player. Now you're their coach, so you understand the team.